Not gonna lie, probably the best case intro in the series. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are, finally. Where have you been? It's her. It's Emma. I love Emma. She's a much bigger part of Apollo Justice, though. So, you know. But, big fan. Love her. My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? It doesn't matter who I am. It only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait, you're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief, then. You're better than nobody. Wow, thanks. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? I mean, the statistics don't lie, but... Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. But... please, you have to help. It's my sister. Maya? Could it be? Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Skye. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Emma, was it... So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of, jumpy, or maybe just young? Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known, at my age, no less. So what exactly is your current position, then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job at my age, no less. Great, another future professional in training. So, what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow. My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So, it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. That's never stopped us before. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. Someone always sees, except that someone is always lying like a motherfucker. And there's a witness. Man, Phoenix... It's all of them. All of them are like this. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right, I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but that's interesting. How would she know Mia? So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up, then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. I remember being like this at 16. I remember thinking I was so fucking smart, you know? When in reality I was a complete fucking idiot. I remember being this way. Ah, the innocence of youth. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. Is it weird to have, forensic investigator as a goal when you're, 16 years old? Like, you're almost an adult at that stage. So I don't think it's I don't think that's a ridiculous dream at that age, especially if you watched, CSI when you were young. I believe investigation should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't fault her for lack of enthusiasm. But if this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center, but... My sister asked for Mia specifically. this Mia Fey person, was a few years below her in school. So they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman? Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? As if any good can possibly come from asking that question. They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Phoenix. Nick, my friends. There was never any good answer you got from that question. That's the sort of thing you just leave alone. Anyway. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am. It's just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want to raise this year, Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Cousin It. Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing. Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name's Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor? Two sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana, I mean, they're just like... Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? There's something you should know from the start. Something you should know from the start, which is, the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait, but the suspect is you. Me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? Yes, getting caught red-handed, most unfortunate. The crime took place in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car trunk? Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. Well, that's just great. So who was the victim? An investigator at the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. Note how she didn't actually answer that question. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What, Mr. Wright? What does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. The case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. So you're chief prosecutor. That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this. I cut myself by accident. When I stabbed him, that is. Huh. I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you about that too, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from the office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey! It was in law school. I was in my 3rd year. She was auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. Wow, they're such good friends and cousins, too. I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school, too, by the way. It sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright. Excuse me. As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say that there's no way you can take this case. None. But Lana... Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So how can you say you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Mr. Wright? Yes. I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all. The case is over. Right, I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Lana's confessed to the crime, yes, but something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here, and I'm going to find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. Congratulations, you are now the assistant. Let's go. So, this is the lot where it all happened. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey, everyone. Keep up the good work. Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they are going to be my co-workers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. I'm trying not to stand out too much here, see. We're currently committing, at least several crimes, actually. Hey there. You expected to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? The fucking music. What do we have here? Looks like a bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall. Marshall looks more like a sheriff to me. Looky here, bambina. I know how you feel. But this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? This is our claim. Our territory. God, he's so fucking cringe. With a mother load of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti cut out in a cacti and the treasure dream? You want to? What's this guy talking about? You head along now. Happy trails, Bambina. Oh my fucking god. Was that a hombre? A friend of yours? Kind of. Sort of. Yeah, he's a detective. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. I do love a good LARPer, you know? What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is a real basic. Anything at the crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. Your scientific pocket, right now. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft. I'm called to duty already, and at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you a trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? You were about to just have new mechanics introduced suddenly. By the way, her eyes are sparkling. I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay, now, look at the court record. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Now let's start examining. From every angle. Yes, ooh, so scientific. Oh look, I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out with the press of enter. This is an ID card, which is censored? Sergeant Bruce Goodham, ID number 5842189. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? What a great scientific endeavor that was. Opening the wallet. Yes, quite the breakthrough. I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. Good man's ID. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. I guess I gotta be on my toes from now on. Oh wow, that's not actually something, huh? Aha! A ladder. No, that looks like a stepladder. That's a stepladder. What's the difference? In scientific terms, please. Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, right? This all seems so horribly familiar. No, that's definitely a stepladder. Look, a door. This must mean something. I'm not sure that door means anything. No, it won't open. A mysterious lock, some spell, an incantation, perhaps. I fail to see what's so mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? Ah, the scene of the crime. Bro, have you seen this fucking outline, man? Have you fucking seen him? What are you guys doing? Come on. Look. Well, no time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Gah, scary. Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle, eh? Please. No problem, partner. About time for vittles anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prosecutor's office. Might just find yourself a curvasa you like. Prosecutor's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Oh, prospector! Oh my god, it said prospector. Ah, Christ. I just auto-corrected it. Note to self, look up Vittles Saloon. You don't know what a saloon is? I can understand Vittles and Curvasa, but saloon? Or Cerveza, isn't it? Not Curvasa. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right, great. Great! Maybe there are more clues around here. Let's check it out. Excuse me, were you two all set? Us. Love the hat. Also, we're definitely in America, guys. 100%. These are donuts, okay? Look. What's this? She couldn't be. You're selling lunches? Here? This is a crime scene. Hello. Half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passers-by, or you officers. No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone, even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. Cough-up, huh? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on the lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. What? You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough up queen, tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, man. Yipes, she means it. Yeah, okay. Somehow, I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny? Was yesterday special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know that. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of iniquity. Evil ones? Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors' convention yesterday. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? No, this seems like the sort of thing that you just naturally have, you know. Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Yes, we can examine evil in a lab, under a microscope, in a beaker. Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. Just so you're aware, Emma's 15 right now? So maybe don't say that. The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. So what exactly was it you witnessed, Miss Starr? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now know that they saw what? I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. I don't know why that was so hard for me. To see Lana Skye wield that knife so. Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still ring in my ears. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Skye's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Skye? Of course. It's quite a feat, becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunch boxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? I love sinful lunches. She always travels light. Now, why would this pretty lunch... Oh, I said petty. That would be, I think, accurate. Lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name. Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Starr? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Huh. Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Starr was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That'd be a sure case of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking, cough-up queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I impart only the freshest and best from the Far East, which is definitely not where we are currently. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Yes, in definitely not Japan. Definitely LA. Wait till you see where we go in the next fucking game, dude, is in LA. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No. Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who's tried General Tso's trilobite lunch set. That sounds horrible. Never mind, you win. I don't even want to appreciate part of a trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass-walled booth. I sell my lunches, and since I'm here, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So, to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Starr, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis. Not. Alright, upstairs. Now, I just want everybody to acknowledge something here. We are currently in Miles Edgeworth's office. And he has a huge statue of the Steel Samurai on his desk. Or a shelf. And 2 tea sets. This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy or something here. A trophy? What, that shield? Takes a real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. Phoenix Wright. You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth. You know him from somewhere? Of course, I'm his biggest fan. My sister introduced us once and... Right, her sister is the chief prosecutor. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, did I? No. Oh, come on. Oh, it was just Mr. Wright here. Hey, don't blame me. We were just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? A body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot. This is gonna be unfortunate. That would be my car. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing, she certainly can scream. It wasn't nasty, no sir. So the body was found in your car? Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed her. Wait, no, she didn't do that. Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yes, sir, Emma Skye. It's nice to meet you again. Now that didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit it was a surprise for me, too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? You, one of the only 2 prosecutors in the city? Lana Skye's the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You, Mr. Edgeworth? To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches. We wouldn't know anything about that. No, sir. We've never committed any crimes. Searching for evidence. No, sir. You name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. Yeah, you wouldn't know anything about toys. They think it's funny. Toys, that bronze shield. There's gotta be a story behind that. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. Yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then, why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. What? What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? It's incredible that you're not the suspect. To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. No prints. Edgeworth? Hold on, can we... Are you sure you didn't do it? Alright, let's have a little examination. Scientifically. This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth? In the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Now there's a scary thought. Nothing else? Fair enough, but you never know when you have expected to rotate evidence. Are you sure you didn't do it? Well, come on, can't he take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It has a big K on it. You know, they were only talking about the King of Prosecutors trophy earlier, you know, it couldn't be anything to do with that, could it now? Of Prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors. It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So that K, that's... K stands for King? Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors. Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. Edgeworth. My, what an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. That's not what I want to look at. No kidding, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name before. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place, Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? I don't think so. Anything else to say? What if I present you the trophy? So basically this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why's that? I had to go to the police department to receive the broken shield. The police department? Yeah. Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday. Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Remember to stay hydrated. Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. This is the parking stub from the underground parking lot. The murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What right? I'd appreciate it if you'd direct that suspicious glare elsewhere.
Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises?
I'm Edgeworth. What is it?
I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir.
Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Sky? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all.
Sky, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir.
I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated.
Sir, I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the particulars of your arrangements.
Give me your name.
Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins.
Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month.
But, sir, I didn't know.
Poor guy. Looks like he was absent the day they gave out brains and good luck. Note how he was also holding a fucking talisman. We are definitely not in Japan. Right. Yes, sir. Yeah, he caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as the patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. He seems to have finally calmed down, at least. Hey, you're busy, I can see. Oh god, this fucking thing. I do remember having... They make you watch a video in this trial, and I do remember that you have to watch the video about 1,000 fucking times. They do that in Apollo Justice as well, don't they? That fucking concert where they make you watch the same thing over and over. We're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me. That took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. I wonder if this is going to affect the trial in some way. The fact that they're so far apart. The police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Hold on, what's that? Disturbing! Why does it undulate like that? Oh wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot. So, in Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth's game, one of the cases takes place at a theme park, right? And the theme park, The theme park... It's like Disneyland if it was themed around cops. It's a police-based theme park, and there's like 8 different blue badgers there, and it's perhaps the worst concept I've ever heard of in my entire fucking life. Now, that game was made in like before 2010 or some shit like that, but who the fuck's going to a police theme park, you know? I'm sorry, it bothers me a lot, you know? It just bothers me a lot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the blue badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the blue badger? You mean undulating. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal. What are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. What are you doing at the police department? What the fuck? Specifically, why are you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You'd better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Well, why not? Huh? Well, it's just the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office, and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no, come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister. Whoa! The chief prosecutor's little sister? Just please investigate this case very carefully, okay? Scientifically? Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. So what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe? What did you do this time? What do you mean, this time? Then what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true. We've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being led into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the badger dance down pat. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall. Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of the crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. I was wondering about that. What? The Dancing Blue Badger? It's my masterpiece. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? Chief threw together some designs, and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the batteries die. Poor blue badger, fated to dance until he drops. A work of art. So, Gumshoe. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the awards ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Oh, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. But I can tell you what it is right now. No, they'll explain it later, I'm sure. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that, you have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman. Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But didn't you work together with him in criminal affairs? Whoa, now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? So, this ID card belonged to the victim. He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be laying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal? Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is Chief Prosecutor called him out there to the parking lot. And Lana confessing as much. So, what else can I really show you? Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Wait, I mean, sure, of course, someone else really did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? We have to find out a little more what's going on with Edgeworth. Yep. He's in a tough spot. Again. Again? Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. This means little. You know, if you got arrested for a crime, doesn't matter if you get found innocent, people will still just assume you're guilty. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there was always whispered rumors. Ever since he's been accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, the latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth's biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. What was his name? The guy in the parking lot. That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me just try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Hey, what if you scratched out? I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice, pal. So what if you scratched out on that? $20? What the fuck did the other thing say? Look here, something's been crossed out. Maybe it was a letter or something to Detective Gumshoe. Annual bonus. Oh, $20. I think a couple of zeros are missing. No. That sounds about right, at least in that detective's case. Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator. Alright. Show me what it says. No? Okay. That's fine. Alright. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here? Hello. Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in the criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambino? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to be put in charge of a crime scene. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right in the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? Ah, that old cow dog? You holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look where it should say letter of introduction. It says invitation. Ah, I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries. This proves it's from Detective Gumshoe, better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right, he's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Oh! Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman, he was a detective, right? Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness. One stab to the chest. A fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report. One knife wound. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Wow. What a weird way to write that. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back, so there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot? So it seems. Like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but... Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective. You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoot detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? That cow dog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just he don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation. So, what's that? Some sort of police passport? This is Detective Goodman's ID card. Strangely enough, we found it a good distance away from the crime scene. Good distance in this rat hole? If you want distance, get yourself to Texas. Legendary response. What a... Okay, Texas. This is a tiny little crime scene in a tiny little town with tiny little evidence. What difference does a few yards make, compadre? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. There's no better way to study than to hang out with the pros. Count to 3, huh? Yeah, you're saying something cringe, you know. Ah, toy shield. Suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? A toy knight, maybe? Officer Marshall, Don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? We get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these. Let me guess. Did it have a K for King of Detectives on it? Hey, they could just use the same shield over and over again. Note, the prosecutor's office and criminal affairs are surprisingly cheap. You know it. They've gotten cheaper with every passing year, I tell you. How unsurprising. 5:12 p.m. The prospector's bright red steed came in at a trot, real slow-like. A trot? My Madonna tells me the crime occurred 3 minutes later. So it seems the chief prospector was lying in wait. Maybe waiting for a prince to ride in on his bright red horse. So what you mean is, the killer intended to use Edgeworth's car all along? Yeah. Okay, nothing to say about that. You gave me that, so probably nothing to say. This rope, is it? Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You've got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. Well, it could belong to the killer. Should we check it out? Yeah. Right, let's check it out. Did you have to go the long way? This phone is still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright. Most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just you never know with people from your generation. Whatever, let's check this phone out. Now to see who the owner of this fast phone... whatever. Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Hey, that song. I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prosecutor Sky. It's my sister's. She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of them newfangled ringtones. Huh? That? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone, a wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Alright. This appears to be where the body was found. Looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. Crime took place here. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. Look, something's written on it. You're right. Let's see. 6-7S12/2. My first instinct is to turn this upside down. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self, for deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. Sure, Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. May I please flip this bad boy upside down? I cannot. If it was upside down... I'll crane him neck. SL9. I'm having trouble parsing the 12-2 for some reason. 221, of course. 221 SL9. Well, we had DL6 earlier, right? Alright. What else we got? B blocks through there. That's where visitors park. I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I see. A cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. You know, what's a little cannibalism, really, you know? An oil drum. Looks like it was filled with water. It's heavy, I can't even budge it. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide here and do a stakeout. I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. So... You know, to note, right? This means that one that was full of water got tipped over. So... maybe that's worth some manner of taking down, because, you know, this one presumably had the same thing in it and it's now empty. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears. No, my ears. Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. What is she babbling about? Hey, what did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. Yeah, we're not gonna note that down, even though it's clearly gonna be important too, huh? This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade, hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. So... you know... I don't feel like I've got much else here going on. Thoughts? Nope, okay. My sister's cell phone. The last time it was used was 5/18, right after Goodman was killed. Maybe she was canceling her date for the night. Why did Lana make that call? So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister? That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill wind. Someone's up to something here, but who? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. Ah, to be innocent and young again. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lana Skye. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets, some people load them with deals. What, you're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. That's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana's confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show? For kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place. Your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. A detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. What, on the first day of the trial? Surely not. Oh, Christ. Oh, that section was already longer than the other ones were. Only about like 20 minutes, but you know. This case is a doozy.